All right, welcome back. On RealCopStoriesVideos.com, we have 355 cop stories that I have regurgitated, so to speak. Love them all. About a third of them are inside stuff, backstory stuff you'll never see anywhere else. Racism, a guy kicking a doctor in the nuts. I mean, all kinds of stuff, man. You'll love them. They're funny. Some are sad. I'll tell you some sad ones later. Gross alerts all over the place. A whole bunch of vice. You'll love them. They're really good stuff for you demented people out there. So hope you enjoy them. We're going to a different section now. Question and answers. Send me a question, I'll answer it. If you want to send me a question, email me at rsbcopstories@gmail.com. Here's another question.
Have you had any interesting experiences in court?
Okay, there's some good ones, man. Okay, this is pretty good. You Latinos out there will love this one, okay? Trust me. Okay, so let me give some background. You go to court. When I was hot and heavy booking bodies, back when I had like 2, 3, 4, 5 years on, until I became a detective or did other assignments, you were in court probably, at least 3 or 4 times a week, at least. And I work night shifts, so I go to court 8 in the morning, or I'd leave my house at 5 in the morning. I'd be in court at 8:30, spend half the morning in court, or maybe even all day, get out 3 o'clock in the afternoon, go back to the station, take a shower, or on the way back maybe grab some food, take a shower, put on my uniform, and go to work from 4 to midnight. And if you have court 2 to 3 days in a row, you sleep in the station. There's bunks in there. Can't get sleep. This is a 24-hour operation. Doors are slamming, guys are coming in, sirens through the doors. You try to get some sleep, and then you wake up at 5, take a shower in the station, put on your court clothes, and go back and do the same thing all over again. Okay, this is the way it goes. This is just constant. Okay, so subsequently, you learn what judges are good and what judges are not. And most of them are pretty good guys. Okay, this is all municipal court. It's all misdemeanor stuff. Oh, well, I should say misdemeanor. It's prelim court, so it's felonies, but it's not a trial. It's just a court. The judge decides if there's enough evidence to hold the person over. Call them 1538 motions. And if there's enough evidence, then he sends it to trial. If it isn't, then he rejects it there, and that's pretty much it. Usually you're allowed. I think by law you can have a preliminary hearing 2 weeks after you're arrested. Most of them push it back because they're not ready for a preliminary hearing, which is what this is. Okay. I went in to do a search warrant, and one of the judges that I went in to have this sign, I just picked one, was one of the ones that we were in front of all the time. One of the judges. Okay. So I'm on a side road here. Okay. I'm in there waiting for the warrant. Waiting for him to come in. And he comes in. He's reading the warrant. I'm standing there, and he said, "Sit down." So I sit down. I'm looking around. I see pictures of Mustang aircraft from World War II. Okay. And I see one with it's a picture of him flying one. Okay. And I look at the tail and everything. I look at the painting, and it's obviously it's Europe somewhere. Okay. And I guessed Italy, and I was pretty good. I got it right. So I'm looking at it, and then I look back, and he's watching me, and he goes, and he looks at me, and I go, "Yeah, I saw your pictures here. Is that you?" He goes, "Yeah, that's me. Italy, huh?" He goes, "Yes." And I go, "Yeah, it's a P-38, whatever it was, P-40, Mustang, whatever." "Yeah, about why?" I watched a little bit of that. He goes, and I'm looking at him, and we had one of those macho moments, okay, one of those testosterone kind of thing, okay, because he looks at me and he goes, "You in the service?" And I go, "Yeah, Vietnam, Marines." He goes, "Oh," he's looking, matter of fact, very quiet. He looks up and he goes, "Wounded?" I go, "Yeah." I go, "Wounded?" He goes, "Yeah." I go, "Where?" And so he gets up and he pulls up his pant leg. He's got this hellacious scar on the side of his calf, okay? And I go, "Don't tell me. Flak?" He goes, "Yeah." "Whoa. How about you?" I said, I pull up my leg, knee, across the top here, this knee, shrapnel. So now we're bonded, okay? He was a very curt guy in court. You go in there, he's very straightforward, doesn't lean one way or the other. Now I'm saying to one of these guys to lean towards you, but he was never really friendly, okay? So that was that little side rail, okay? A little moment there. And then we're talking some more, and I left, okay? And so I thought it was just strictly professional. I thought it was neat that we started talking about each of us having these different eras of combat in the services. Okay. Now you fast forward. A couple weeks go by. I'm in court. And I have a Latino defendant that I advised his rights in Spanish and got a confession on a narcotics case. Real simple. I think he threw some dope down, and I just gave him his rights. Okay. So I get in there, and I check in with the DA. The DA says, "Oh, man," he says, "Look at that girl. Look at that over there. Look at defense over there. Look over there. Here's a very nicely dressed, very nice looking Cuban American defense attorney." And I go, "Who's she?" He goes, "Oh, she's new. She's killing the judge, man. All kinds of motions. She's trying to like the Darwin trial." He says, "This is crazy." Judge is getting all pissed off at her because, you know, he keeps telling her, this is just preliminary. We get the facts and we decide. This is not a trial. He keeps telling her, if you want to do this, do it in front of a jury, you know. So all morning she's been flacking back at him, and he's back at her. He goes, so stand by. I said, I don't care, you know. Okay, so it's my turn, and I'm sitting there with the DA. So here comes the judge. He comes out, and he's walking out. He's bored. You know, he sees me, and he gives me a nod. I go, hey, you know, big smile. We're both for sure, because we're not heroes. War guys are different than anybody else. We bonded. Okay. So now he's smiling. Sits down, and they call my case. So I got up on the stand, and I start testifying, and then I get to the point where I give the gentleman suspect his rights, and she stands up. Your Honor, I can make a motion here. The judge, you can see the judge. He's like, yes. He goes, since he gave the rights in Spanish, I want to prove that he can speak Spanish. So I want to go on voir dire. Okay. So what voir dire is? Let me explain this. Is that they bring in a translator. He already has a translator down there for him, for the defendant, which is paid by, let me think, oh yeah, you. Okay, and let me think, who paid the attorney? Oh, that's right, you did. They bring another translator to stand next to me. And then she asked me a question in English. I answer in Spanish. She translates in English, and the recorder records it in English to show that I can speak Spanish. Kind of like a Spanish test. Okay, I read the rights in Spanish, and she translates them into English. This is voir dire to show. Basically to show that I can speak Spanish, that I may be blind to somebody. Okay. So he goes, really, voir dire? Yeah, okay. So they have to wait a few minutes while they call for another translator. He's sitting, he's not happy. Okay, so he comes in. Okay, so the translator's sitting here, and everybody's got their roles. It's just, everybody's ready? Okay. Okay, so she says, and he says, now she's the one that has to ask me questions about speaking Spanish, not the district attorney. She's the one that's challenging my Spanish. She has to ask the questions. So, like Clarence Darrow, she stands up, you know, she's got her pen. And I'm sitting there going, really, lady? You know, I've been around a few times. I've done about 30 of these. I'm not impressed. So she goes, officer, oh, shoot. She goes, how long have you been in Hispanic? Oh, I withdraw the question. Okay. Oh, my gosh. Okay. I'm sitting there looking at her, and there's like 15 cops, and they're all laughing already. And the DA's looking over at her like, he's trying to hold his, and the judge says, "Oh, wait a minute, hold it." You know, she goes, "Your Honor, I withdraw the question." He goes, "Oh, no." I'm thinking he's going to get even, man. He's going to get even. He says, "You asked the question." "Oh no, I withdraw it." "No, you don't decide who withdraws the question. I do." Oh man, I'm looking at him, and I look at him now. He's looking at me, and from the side no one can see, he winks at me. Okay, in other words, if you're the jury, he does this, and he winks this eye, so no one can see him winking except me. And I just look at him like this, and I give a smile, and I look back and say, in other words, he's going to get himself some right now, okay? He's going to get a pound of flesh out of her, okay? So he goes, reporter, would you read the question back? Well, Your Honor, that's not necessary. He says, sit down. Ooh, ouch. Okay, what are we, 9? She sits down. Now she's pouting, man. She's pouting. Probably thinking, I went to law school for this? Yeah. You should have learned in a little make-up stuff book that this can happen in here, okay? So she reads it back. How long have you been in Hispanic? And I withdraw the question. He goes, that's good enough. That's good enough. He says, I'm gonna rule the question is applicable. I'm gonna have the officer answer it. Uh-oh. He looks at me and gives a little smile on his face. Would you answer the question, please? What are we gonna say to that? So I've always been a comedian. You can tell by these videos that I like to make things fun. Okay, on my realcopstoriesvideos.com. A lot of fun in there, man. So I go, I got an audience now, man. Don't give me a microphone, an audience, stand by. Everybody's looking at me. I go, well, Your Honor, I said, as I think back, I can probably only think back that I was Hispanic till I was about 5 years old. Prior to that, Your Honor, I have no idea what the heck I was. Okay, everybody starts laughing. He goes, fair enough. He goes, you have any more questions? Yes, I do. He goes, now, in your formal language of speaking Spanish, and he goes, I'm going to stop you right now. He goes like, stop. He goes, what? He goes, I've had this officer in front of me at least a dozen times. He's testified in Spanish sometimes. He can speak Spanish. I'm not going to go through this little game you got going here, okay? Reporter, you're excused. The translator leaves. He says, we're not going to do this. He says, first of all, rule in the favor of the people. In other words, the charges will be held against him. Second of all, if you want to do this nonsense about voir dire, we're not going to do it in my courtroom. We're stopping it now. He's held to answer. He'll have to stay in jail till the trial comes. You bring this up about him not speaking Spanish. Bring it up in front of a jury. Not here. This is not time for this. But Your Honor, it's an issue. He says, not an issue. So that's my ruling. Next case, but shut her right off, man. She didn't know what to do. In my wording, she didn't know whether to poop or go blind. Can't use the S word, okay? She just stood there, We'll put a mirror under her nose, and it's like, she couldn't believe it because she got knocked down many times. Sit down was the first thing, okay? So I'm sitting there, and it was right before lunchtime, like quarter to noon. And so he'd run here, counselor, I think I'm done I think it's time to go to lunch, right? So cops are laughing, pointing at me. I'm looking at some guys that I know, and my partner's out there. He's cracking up. So then she gets her file, and she storms out, and then he gets up, unzips his robe, and she's done. And he leans over and goes, how's that? I go, man, you're a tough dude, man. He smiles and goes, Italy. And I go, yeah, Vietnam. And we just walked away, It was really good, really good. And then when I eventually oh gosh, this is 75? 1975? And about 86, I'm now a detective, and I'm going in there getting search warrants signed. I went to him specifically, not necessarily for the warrants. I went in there to shoot the breeze with the guy. We're talking about this and that, and he's telling me he wants to retire and go fishing somewhere in Colorado, and and it was really nice to just talk normal stuff. And the warrant he didn't care less. He just reads it, signs it. Believe me, it wasn't my intention to go in and try to get somebody to write or easy time with a judge. I just happened to bond with him. It just happened to be really weird. And it was nice. It was a nice weirdness. So anyway, I was Hispanic. I can only remember until I was 5. Sorry about that. Anyway, hope you enjoyed that, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.